The university will not surrender its independence or relinquish its constitutional rights, Harvard President Alan Garber wrote in a message on Monday to the Harvard community. The new request from Noam said the institution would lose the privilege of enrolling foreign students if it did not comply with the demand for records. Harvard said it was aware of the new request from Noam, which was made in a letter, the Reuters news agency reported. International students make up more than 27% of Harvard's enrollment this year. Even before Noam's statement, billions of dollars hung in the balance for the university after the freeze of some $2.2 billion, £1.7 billion in federal funding. Trump has also threatened to also remove Harvard's valuable tax exemption, the loss of which could cost Harvard millions of dollars each year. U.S. media reports suggest the Internal Revenue Service, IRS, has started drawing up plans to enact this. Harvard has said there is no legal basis to remove its tax exemption and that such an unprecedented action would endanger our ability to carry out our educational mission. Harvard just stood up to Trump.
How long can it last?
Trump threatens Harvard's tax-exempt status. Obama calls Trump's freeze of funding unlawful. Trump launched a renewed attack on the university on Wednesday, saying it could no longer be considered even a decent place of learning. The administration's attacks on Harvard are not isolated. The government's anti-Semitism task force has identified at least 60 universities for review. During his presidential campaign, Trump pitched a funding crackdown on universities, painting them as hostile to conservatives. He and Vice President J.D. Vance have long railed against higher education institutions. Polling by Gallup last year suggested that confidence in higher education had been falling over time among Americans of all political backgrounds, particularly Republicans, in part due to a belief that universities push a political agenda. Since taking office, Trump has focused particularly on universities where pro-Palestinian protests have taken place. Some Jewish students have said they felt unsafe and faced harassment on campus. In March, Columbia University agreed to several of the administration's demands after $400 million in federal funding was pulled over accusations the university failed to fight anti-Semitism. These included replacing the official leading its Middle Eastern, South Asian, and African Studies department and pledging to take on a review to ensure unbiased admission processes. Harvard, too, has made concessions, including by dismissing the leaders of its Center for Middle Eastern Studies, who had come under fire for failing to represent Israeli perspectives. But it has drawn the line at the White House's recent list of demands.